Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chris, and welcome to LinuxTechGeek. So, as most of you guys know, I am a Gen 2 Linux fanboy, or a Gen 2 Linux nerd. That's what I like to call myself. But the one thing I have never done is I have never ran a distribution that's based on Gen 2. I've always ran vanilla Gen 2 Linux. However, there are a couple of distributions that are based upon Gen 2, and this is what this video today is about. We're going to be looking at RedCore Linux. Now, RedCore Linux, from what I know of it, it has a very small development team, and it also has a very different package manager. You can still use Emerge, but it has its own package manager, which allows you to install binaries. And that's pretty much it that I kind of know about RedCore. Let me pull up a web browser here, and I have checked it out. I've already downloaded the ISO, and I've got Vert Manager set up, but I do want to check the website here and go over a couple of things. So they pretty much say, what is it? RedCore Linux is a distribution based on Gen 2 Linux testing branch, which uses a hardened profile by default. I guess it is a fork and a continuation of a now Calamari Linux. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering that name, but pretty much, I guess the other Linux distro, Colagan or Colagane, it no longer became a distro, and RedCore just kind of forked its project and started its own. They say why. RedCore Linux shares the same idea as its defunct ancestor Colagan Linux to bring the power of Gen 2 Linux to the masses. That's its mission. And then it says for who? RedCore Linux targets casual. Read that again. RedCore Linux targets casual laptop and desktop users, and to some extent, workstation power users. Now, the reason I wanted to emphasize the word casual is because Gen 2 is not a casual distribution. It's just not. I'm not going to say you have to be a power user to use it, but it doesn't exactly hold your hand in terms of how it functions and some of the configurations. And then pretty much it says RedCore Linux is built from Gen 2 Linux's stage 3, and it does look like it uses the OpenRC in it, which I'm very, very familiar with. So let's look at the documentation quickly, and then I will fire this up in Vert Manager, and we will definitely check it out. But the documentation, there doesn't seem to be a lot of documentation. So let's go to the table of contents, see what they got. Looks like they got an installation process. See if they got hard drive partitioning. Nope. System installation. Nope. Okay. Let's see if they got system administration. What about configuration? Nothing. Now, I've already been to this webpage. I already checked it out earlier. But the reason I wanted to check it out on camera here is because on their front page of their website, they say they want to target casual Gen 2 people that want to get into Gen 2, right? Casual. If you want to target casual people, you need to have some kind of Wikipedia. Like you need something. This is by far the worst I guess, self-help that I've ever seen. Now, I don't want to bash the distribution. I don't know nothing about it. I've never even ran it. And it could be great. But when you have something on the front of your webpage that says, hey, we want to target casual users, and then you go to the documentation and there's not any documentation whatsoever. Besides, I think their package manager has some documentation. That's, that's a little crap. Now, luckily, they do have some. They actually have pretty good documentation from what I can see on their package manager. That's a big help because like I've never used their package manager before. But with all that being said, let me go ahead and fire up a virtual machine here, and we can actually take a look at this this distribution. All right. So I got the newest edition of RedCore Linux. They only have one flavor or one spin, and that's a KDE based distribution. So let's go ahead and hit enter here. Pretty nice splash screen. I do like that red going across there. Okay. And now from their website, they say that the username is RedCore and the password is blank. And if you want root, the username is root and the password is blank. So let's make sure, like I said, it is Plasma. RedCore is the user. Let's hit enter here. I heard the login sound on my my headphones. Let's hit enter again. I'm definitely hearing a login, but nothing's really happening. Let's change this to Wayland. I doubt it's going to work with Burp Manager because of the drivers. So I'm not exactly sure what is actually going on here. Try X session. All right, let's try root. Or list users. Okay. Well, let's switch it to root. No. Okay. That's fine. Let me go ahead and get into a TTY. Maybe we can fix this issue. So if I log in as RedCore. Okay, there we go. Logged in. Now let's try to start X. Okay. We have a, looks like it's failing because we don't have TWM installed. We don't have Xclock installed. And we don't have Xterm installed. Okay, no big deal. Let's see if if Plasma actually works. Is it user bin Plasma? User bin. What's the other one? Start Plasma X11. I don't understand. Okay, okay. Let's kill Start Plasma X11. Or let's kill all X. Xorg X. Alright. Okay, let's get in root. And maybe we can do a Sisyphus. We can do an update here. This is probably how you update it, right? I don't know. I don't have the documentation right in front of my face. Just taking a wild guess at that. But it kind of makes sense. Okay, and then let's try a an upgrade. See if that does anything. And we can test out the package manager as well to see how good this Sisyphus package manager actually is. I'm a little disappointed that we can't just log into X. Now, if I was to install this or try to boot this up on live hardware, so on my actual hardware, there's a possibility that it would just work. But we are in a virtual machine. I don't really know how good this this video card driver is in virtual machine. There's a chance that's screwing with it. There's a chance that the screen resolution is messed up. There can be a lot of things. So I'm not gonna hate on it. Just simply because I don't know what the actual problem is. And I don't want to say this thing sucks, and it may not actually be its fault. You know, it could be just like I said, it could be the virtual machine. So, but most distros that I have tested out, they honestly they work with, you know, Burp Manager. Now, would it be better if I used VirtualBox? Possibility. I don't know. So I do want to give this a fair chance. And there are a lot of packages right here. But you know what? It's actually installing rather fast. Sisyphus. It's not. Honestly, it's pretty good. And the mirrors look like they're relatively fast too. I mean, this is a lot of packages. And yeah, we're just going through them. So this is a good thing. I'm very surprised with Sisyphus so far. But you can see, I mean, we're 82 out of 104 packages. That's pretty good in my opinion. That's pretty good. Now, how good is it, you know, installing the packages? We'll see. And if these are all binaries or if they are actually source. If it's source, this could take quite a while. But I'm pretty sure most of these should be binary. So this looks like it's gonna compile in and parallel compilation mode here. I don't know how many jobs the default portage has though. So, but I mean, it seems to be going through it pretty, you know, at a pretty decent speed here. Now, while it's doing this, I do want to go ahead and get on another TTY here. And let's try to install, let's try to install DWM or something like that so we can try and get X to work. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we could at least give it a shot. All right, it says it's resolving dependencies. Okay, so we got to do Sisyphus install DWM -- ebuild. So that's another thing with the Sisyphus package manager here, is that if you want to use an ebuild, which is the source, then you have to specify with the / ebuild. Now, you can also use a merge, but we are using, we are using RedCore, and I want to try out the RedCore utilities here. So, and it looks like it's DWM 6.4, which I believe is the newest DWM. So, looks like the packages are up to date. The website did say it was based on the testing branch. Okay, so that installed. We are going to need we're going to need D menu, right? Yeah, D menu. And that's probably going to be an ebuild as well. Can I specify ebuild for 2 programs? Let's try ST, and then we'll do the ebuild option here. Another thing I want to look at is I want to look at how RedCore. Yeah, you can do that. That's kind of cool. Okay. I want to look at how RedCore does its make configuration file. And I also want to see some things under the hood about the AMD keyword mass packages. I've made a video on that before, as well as some of the use stuff. So I talked to Matt over there on the Linux cast, and he told me that RedCore has several different files, kind of how they do their use flags, which I thought it was kind of weird because Gentoo does not do that. So we can look here. So it looks like it has almost every file that it has every file that it has in Gentoo. Okay, but it looks like so these are all kind of, are they all empty? Sys apps .package.use. Okay, I get it now. I get it. Okay, so what they're doing pretty much this is just kind of a naming convention. This is all they're doing, right? All of these files right here, all of these are just they're the directories in your actual portage tree. And so instead of making individual, this is actually kind of smart actually, because instead of making just creating like sysapps, utility Linux, or whatever, they're saying, hey, in this sysapps.package.use file, this is where everything's going to go. So you can see like Flatpak and OpenRC and stuff like that. Like I guarantee if we looked at, let's look at, what's one that I know. All right, if we look at the, is Vim installed? Yes. All right. So if we look at 00 app editors, Vim should be in here. There it is. At the bottom right there. That Vim and then Vim pager. There it is. So I understand what they're doing. I probably didn't explain it too well for you guys. But we can also look at this one. The www client.package.use. It's going to have something about Firefox. It may have something about Chromium, links, LYNX, the other links. It could have something about Qt browser. So let's check that one. And then I will check on the update here in a second. So let's go ahead and cat that one. Boom. I was right. See, we have something about Chromium, Firefox, Vivaldi. So I understand. I know exactly what they're doing. That's actually, like, that's actually pretty smart, and I kind of like that. Let's look at package.accept or package.accept keywords. Okay, probably the same thing, right? The only thing I don't like how they have 00 in front of everything. I don't like that. I don't like that convention. Just get rid of the 00/ and just name it dev-lang whatever, right? But just get rid of the 00. That's, to me, that's, I don't know why. Okay, but they're pretty much doing the same thing, right? This file has been automatically generated. Do not edit, whatever. App Arch. Okay, yeah. Let's look at package.license, maybe? Oh, they got Microsoft Edge in there. I don't like that. I don't like that. But that's probably default stuff. You could remove it if you wanted to. All right. I personally accept all licenses, but I wouldn't install something like Microsoft Edge in Gentoo. I wouldn't even install it on Linux, period. It's garbage. It's garbage on Windows, too. What are sets? Yeah, I don't know what's... I would have to do some more research on sets. Okay. Let's take a look at the actual Make.conf. Oh. Let's look at Make.ops. So Make.ops, yes, this file has been automatically generated. Do not edit. You can edit that file, okay? It's set to J8, which means 8 cores. All right, if I was to install this on actual hardware, I would definitely put this at 10 cores. Not a big deal. I do see what they're doing. Now, I like how they did the Package.use, and I don't even mind how they did the Package.accept keywords, but I don't like this. I do not like how they split up this make.configuration into 50 different files. Just put it all in one file. It's not that big of a deal. I promise. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, so they got parallel fetch, protect, own, candy, user privilege. I don't know what candy is. Parallel fetch, I know what that is. See, they even got grub. Okay, so they got grub for EFI and stuff like that. That's cool. They got license. And they have some use flags, some default use flags. Cool. Glamour, Balkan, OpenRC, JSON. Don't use. System use, codec use, media use, image use, toolkit use. Don't use and use. Okay, I see how they're doing their use. I used to do something similar, like how they have that set up. And that just makes it a little bit more manageable to read. Now, personally, me myself, I would not put this many use flags in my make configuration. I just wouldn't do it. That's too many, but that's okay. And then last but not least, let's look at the make profile here. I mean, I don't know. Okay, that's pretty much nothing. And then I guess we can look at repos.conf, cat, gentoo. So we use git as the default. That's good. That is a good thing. I'm glad they're using git instead of rsync. I like that. I do like that. And it looks like they also put the portage tree in user ports RedCore. Okay, so we're going to check that in a second. And then so they have a RedCore, and then they also have a Gentoo. So okay, so user ports. We can do RedCore. Okay. Look at Gentoo. So maybe yeah, I don't know what the big difference is right now. I have no idea. Can we do a merge? Emerge. Maybe a merge sync? Read-only file system. Huh. Uh-oh, we got an error. Yeah, we got a error with Sisyphus. Huh. I wonder if I bring out this space since I'm on a No, it doesn't look like it, does it? Okay. Let's try and start X here. See if read-only file system. Did I brick it when I tried to upgrade it? RedCore. Error in locking authority file. Read only. Tell you what. We already know some things ain't gonna work, like X. Well, it might work. Okay, so this is what happened. When I went to upgrade, obviously I'm not on, I didn't install this to the virtual machine. I'm just using the live ISO. When I went to do the update, what happened is that I ran out of disk space on the live ISO. That's probably why Sisyphus failed to upgrade and everything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately get in a TTY, and the only thing we're going to do, we're going to update, and we'll install DWM, ST, and dmenu, just to see if we can get X to actually work. Yeah, because RedCore, the KDE RedCore just doesn't boot. So let's do that. So we'll do let's do a merge sync. Why not? See, now a merge is going to sync just fine. Oh, cool. One shot. Sys apps portage. You always want to make sure you get the latest portage. That might be what Candy is right there. You see how it's flashing back and forth? I might have to put that in my my actual configuration, because I do kind of like that. Okay, so let's do a merge. We'll do DWM, ST, and dmenu. Okay. Now these ain't very big programs, that's why I'm using a merge. So I could have used Sisyphus if I wanted to, but I don't think it's gonna matter too awfully much. Okay, right there. Okay, so now let's I keep wanting to log in as me. Okay, so now let's do a start X Now let's specify, we'll specify DWM and let's see if we get X. Okay, there's X. After all that, there's X. So, there isn't a problem with my video card drivers. There isn't a problem with the live ISO. There seems to maybe be a problem with KDE, or there's a problem with the screen resolution that KDE needs. Like I said, I don't know which, but that seems to be it. We got the XT terminal right here. Do we got X-Render? Yes, we got X-Render. Okay, so let's 1920 by 1080 here. There we go. And we'll do a Sisyphus install Alacrity because I hate ST. Question though. Hey, cool. Alacrity is a binary. Yeah, let's install the binary. And you know what? I do kind of like this too, to have the option to either install a binary or source. This, I mean, that was pretty nice. You seen how fast Alacrity just installed. Question, does it work? Alacrity. There it is. Just as good as it would be if it was installed from source. So, let's do a uname here. Actually, let's do a uname A. So it does come with the 6.112 kernel. I do like that. Okay. And then let's figure out how we could actually install this thing real fast. We're not gonna install it. I think I've checked out almost everything I really want to check out. I was really wanting to show you guys KDE. I do apologize about that. It just doesn't work. But mostly everything else I got done. But let's figure out how to install it. Just in case one of you guys want to install RedCore and you're having the same issue as I am. Maybe you're having the same issue on actual hardware that we just had. So, first off, we're going to need Reboot. Okay, and then most of the time the installer is on the desktop folder. So let's check the desktop folder, see if there's anything on there. Okay, we have a Calamari's .desktop. So can we run it? Can't run Calamari's .desktop. All right, let me. I guess that's nothing. Let's try to run just Calamari's. Calamari's is installed. There we go. There we go. I mean, click next, picks up everything. Could do partitioning and everything. You know what? I bet this wouldn't take that long to install. What's your name? We'll just do Chris. Yeah, Bert, RedCore, and then we'll do a secret password. And use the same password. Yes. What? I wonder what petition, what file system it wants to give me. Looks like it's gonna be exit 4 or extends 4. All right, that's fine. Yeah. Let's actually see how long this would actually take to install. Because maybe KDE just doesn't want to launch with the live ISO. All right, what I'm going to do, we're going to check the, I'll check the time here. I got 8:57. I know you guys can't see it, but I do have 8:57 Eastern time. I'm going to pause the video. When I bring you guys back, I'll let you guys know the time. And then we'll see how long it took to install this, and then maybe we'll reboot and check it out to see if KDE will actually run. Be right back. Okay, well, it looks like the installer went ahead and finished up. It is 9:03 p.m. So roughly what, 10-15 minutes the most. Let's go ahead and hit the restart now checkbox and hit done. And it's going to do its thing. Now, if it does try to boot from the ISO again, which there's a possibility it might. Is this the ISO? I may have to get out of RedCore here and fix the ISO real fast. We will force it off, and then let me turn the CD-ROM off here, because we don't need the CD-ROM anymore. Go ahead and apply the changes there. Okay. Now here we go. Now this is actually going to be RedCore installed. Well, it boots up pretty fast. The same exact thing. KDE just does not want to, doesn't want to launch. Don't know. Oh. All right, let's, sudo is not installed either. Is do as installed? How about Sisyphus update? All right, SU. Okay. Sisyphus update. I'm gonna do a merge sync after this too, I think. one shot sys apps portage. After portage gets done here. Well, I think that about does it for this video, honestly. Tell me what you guys think. Like I said, does it work? Yeah. I do like a couple of things about it. However, I don't like the way they do their make configuration files. Having two package managers is a little goofy, but I do kind of like Sisyphus. It works pretty well. And their website needs a lot of work. Now, maybe they just don't have the manpower. I don't know. And also, KDE just does not seem to work on Burp Manager logging in. Now, like I said, I haven't tried this on live hardware or anything like that, so I don't know if, it could be just a virtual machine. But what I am going to do is I am going to keep this VM around. I'm not going to delete it. And we may make more videos regarding RedCore, and we may actually play around with it a little bit, just to have something, to do. But until next time, I want you guys to give me your thoughts down below. Let me know, have you guys ever tried RedCore? If you have, what'd you think? And until next time, you guys take care, be safe, and peace.